Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm Thalia. If you're just joining right now, if this is your first video that you're watching, today I'm going to be working on creating landscapes on Photoshop using my own photos and some found images as well. If you tuned into last week's video, this is one of the landscapes that I was working on. I actually had to edit a few things, as I said in the last video over here, and this is what I ended up with. I think there's a few things I could definitely change, but that's fine. And last week I actually was not able to finish the second project I was working on, which was another landscape, and it was this window, and I left off the video with a different background. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go back into our videos and check out all the ones that are there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna bring in something I want to have in the background here. Let's see. It wasn't this one. This was the image I wanted to work with. So I left off with explaining how I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of like make this curtain work, because as you can see, the coloring is kind of good right here, but it's still a little off if we zoom in. So we're gonna go ahead and fix all of that right now. So I actually forgot to erase this little corner right here. We can fix that up easy. I'm actually gonna go with the eraser. Sometimes it's just better to use the eraser. Here you go. That's not as clean as I would like it. Delete. There's a lot of portions of this this photo that I have to edit. As you can see, these right over here, it's like little parts I did not get the chance to to delete. Even like some parts over here, we could just, use an easier tool for that. Okay. Some of this is part of the bars in the window, but that's fine. I didn't actually delete this little part. I don't know if you can notice it. This right here. I was rushing through this last time, so it was kind of hard to catch them. Could definitely fix it here. I think I got pretty much most of the parts. Oh no, I didn't. If you can see right here. Oh, this is the first time I noticed that I was able to catch a plane in the background image. Never seen that before in that photo. There's even like little spots over here that look a bit strange. Delete that. From far, it doesn't look too bad. However, I think I do want to crop it more because I feel like the curtains are kind of distracting. So let's see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and edit the background layer a little bit, just to make it a little darker, because the original image with the window, the background, the light was a bit darker than this. So let's see if we can fix that up. Another important thing when you're using Photoshop, always make sure that you don't have certain things selected, because then you won't be able to edit whatever you're trying to edit. Curves, curves, curves. Oops, I was on the wrong one. So one thing I'm gonna try to do today, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this photo because there's not really too much to do. I'm gonna try to kind of push my skills a bit when it comes to doing these type of landscapes. I took a picture of like a table that I want to add into a landscape. I want to see if I'm able to make it look good. Let's see. Now that I edited the background a little bit, I feel like these parts are sticking out more. Like if you see these over here. A lot of this is just also me rushing through it. Something I always tell my students is, I think I said this in the last video as well, is never to rush through things. Because when you're rushing, you can make a lot of mistakes, kind of like I did over here. What I was also gonna try to do is maybe if I do this, so select most of the, no, that's fine. From far, it looks like I got most of the things I wanted to get rid of. I do think I'm gonna fix the actual layer of the window, and try to take away this kind of like glare that there is. There you go. I basically just made it darker and it completely changed the image. So I think that's pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and flatten this because I want to crop the image before I do any other edit. Oops. Don't like that one. Maybe if I just crop the top. So something that's kind of throwing me off, it's how uneven the image is. So there's like curtain over here. There's this angle. Some of this is missing here as well. pull it in a little bit. I think this is better. It kind of gives it a voyeuristic kind of look. I think I'm gonna keep this one for now. One thing I do have to fix is right here. I accidentally cut out a part of the bar, but that's easy to fix. We can just there you go. That's not too bad. I think there was another piece over here where I did it. Right there. I think that's from far, it doesn't look bad. Yeah. I could definitely leave this like this, but as you've seen from my other videos, I don't like doing that. I like kind of messing around with it, the look to it. Excuse me. That wasn't the one I liked. I really like this one. So I'm actually gonna head and keep it. I'm gonna flatten this image. I just noticed this little spot right here that I didn't crop out. I'm gonna fix that. You see right here, right here. Since the curtain is see-through, those are like little remnants of the blue in the sky. So I can just fix it really quick with my stamp tool. All right. So I don't know if you noticed right here, this all looks kind of off, but that's fine. From far, it doesn't look that great, but windows sometimes chip, so I think that's good. Now let's see if I always add the noise filter. If you've seen it, the videos before, you know. That was too much. Okay, I think this is a good one. Oh, and I just realized that there's little spots here that I could fix as well. Spending more time on this picture than expected, but that's okay. That looks better. And this right here, I think just didn't cut it out good. And this little spot. Ooh, I hope you could see that. Perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save this and move on to the next one. Gonna pull up my Finder to kind of show you all my thought process. So originally in my mind, this image, I want to basically put it somewhere where it looks like it's kind of in the landscape. I just wasn't really sure which image would look best. So let's see. I was thinking it's kind of like overlooking a mountain. And I have different angles from that same mountain. I'm gonna try to combine this image with this one. So let's see if that works out. We'll open them both up. I really liked this image when I first took it, but the more I looked at it, I ended up not liking it because I caught the iPhones in the picture. I feel like it kind of threw off the picture, but hey, can't do nothing about it now. Alright, so let's see if this works. So I'm thinking maybe in this corner have it overlooking. I really hope it works. So this is actually someone's head, and I'm thinking, and hand right here. I'm thinking maybe to keep it because it will give it more of a realistic look. Okay. One tricky part is definitely gonna be the glasses in the back. Actually, I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna try to, let me open up the, what I'm gonna do first is try to bring this image into the table one, and then the table image into this one to see what looks better. Because now that I think about it, if I were to bring in the table into this one, I might mess up the scaling of it, so it might make it look a lot more strange, or a lot stranger. So let's go ahead and try to do this. So what I'm gonna do is just select like the table, the person, the corner, even this little part matters. Usually I would get rid of the floor, but since you're supposed to be having like, you know, a table over a mountain, you need some type of floor. Oops. Just gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna bring this one in. Let's select the inverse. Deselect that. Alright, so we're gonna hit delete. Oops. I've never actually done this before where like I bring an object inside of it. Okay. So I'm gonna have to scale this regardless. Okay, so maybe, so what is throwing me off, let me redo this, edit, redo, is the table, the floor doesn't look good at all, and this like bench thing, and this table is kind of not good either. So I'm gonna try to just cut all of this out. So we'll cut off from here. Oh. This might not even work out, and that's totally okay. Alright. So maybe if I were to kind of oh, okay, that looks a lot better. Now that I know I have to scale it, I might just bring it into this one. Let's see. Wrong one. Alright. Let's leave in the corner. I feel like this one looks a lot better than this one. I think it's also from the angle of the background image. It's horizontal, so I don't like that. So I'm just gonna stick with this one. I'm gonna go in and fix it. Need to delete all of this. Lucky enough, the background of the table image kind of looks like trees in the reflection. What I'm gonna do is just try to select part of it so it doesn't makes it easier to erase. And I forgot to do the select inverse. Cool. Not bad. Oh, I don't like that one. It's better. Not ideal. From far it looks okay, so we'll keep it like that for now. Actually, no. I always make like really weird faces when I'm editing and bite my bottom lip, so my apologies if I look very strange. I'm actually trying to control my facial expressions now that I know I'm streaming, but when I'm just editing alone by myself, I make very weird faces. And I'm a lot closer to the computer than I am right now. Okay. Like I've done it before, we're gonna do all the editing and then we'll figure out if we like it. What I was thinking is, if this still looks a little bit too weird, I'm just gonna add like a moon, or yeah, a moon like I did in my other landscapes, because it kind of makes it look, it gives it like a purposeful, unrealistic look. We'll leave it like that. So we're gonna change the table. I think I'm gonna go ahead also layer. Where is the color balance? So there's like this like cloudy look in the back, so I'm trying to I think I did it way too much on this side. Maybe if I mess around with the brightness and contrast. I feel like what is also throwing this image off is the reflection of the light in the plates. So what I'm gonna do here is also adjust the background. I'm gonna go back a few. Don't like, I like the table more like this. So now we can, oops, wrong one. I feel like that makes it look so much better. It's interesting. I thought it was the table that was throwing everything off, but it was actually the background. I mean, it is a kind of strange angle for the image, the table, but that's okay. Layer. Oh. I wanted to kind of change the whites a little bit. I feel like there should be some type of ledge over here. Maybe if I bring in the picture again. Did it not open? Oh, it's because now I understand. Just gonna. So it wasn't allowing me to excuse me, open the original image because I'm editing the original image. So it basically said it was already open. I feel like this kind of makes it look like there's a ledge there, so I'm gonna keep it there, but I'm still gonna have to do the adjustments. So we'll start with curves. Okay, I think that's actually pretty good. Because if you think about anything that's under something, it's gonna have a shadow, so it's gonna be darker. So we can go ahead and flatten. Okay. Now I'm definitely gonna add this. Whoa, that looks weird. Kind of like that one. So that's Kodak 5218. I kind of really like this one as well. Let's try to see. I feel like if I were to lower the opacity, that would be a little better. Yeah. Let's flatten it. Let's add my favorite filter. My favorite part. That's way too much. So let's try 65. Okay, 60. Better. I don't think it's too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and save it. I like it for now. Maybe it's just actually not like the best image of the table, or it's maybe just not the correct background, but that's fine. It didn't go exactly how planned, but I don't mind it. So it looks kind of cool. But we can move on to something else since that was quicker than I expected. So let's see. There's this one image that I had in my mind. I keep this one. I kind of wanted to change the background. If you see, that kind of goes in, creates a cool perspective. But I wanted to change this background. So maybe what I was thinking is using this one, or yeah, let's try that one. Where'd it go? Here you go. Can't guarantee anything, but we'll see. This picture was taken actually in Spain, in Barcelona. Well, not Barcelona itself, but kind of like the suburbs of Barcelona, like the beach towns. So I want to add that. For some reason it's doing like the commands are doing the opposite of what I asked. So it's taking away things I'm asking it to add. I feel like if you can see in the middle right here, this is like the sand. So let's try to take that away. I'm gonna go ahead and actually feather this. All right, let's bring this in. Oh, that looks pretty cool. It looks like really realistic. The only thing, of course, as always, is the color, the lighting. So let's go ahead and fix that. A good reason that I think this image worked because they have kind of the same perspective. But let's test it out. So I'm gonna edit the Spain. Both of these pictures are actually taken in Spain. Interestingly enough. I'm gonna go and add more yellow to it. Because in the other image, it was like the lighting when the sun was going down. The image was taken in golden hour, so golden hour is about an hour before the sun goes down, I think. It's that really gold, beautiful light that starts coming in. That's like one of my favorite times to photograph. I think I spoke about this before in the other videos, but I'm not 100% sure. I think that's pretty good. I'm just gonna see if I were to add some color balancing, if it would change it at all. I'm gonna mess around with the. No, I think it looks better like that. If anything, I think right here, you see these little trees? I think this has to be a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that area. Oh, I have to be on the correct layer. All right, let's feather this a little bit. Okay. Oops, I forgot to add this little part. All right, let's see. Curves. I'm actually gonna do this to it because I might have to add certain parts to it. I mean, extend the edit. Yeah, so if you see right over here, I'm gonna have to mask it a little better, but that's fine because I can just go with the paintbrush and just add it in. And it won't affect the palm trees too much, which is good. Like over here, it kind of does, but that's because of the image underneath, so I didn't really crop it here too well. So I'm actually gonna try to go ahead and delete these parts and see what happens. Yeah, there you go. I want to make sure it doesn't, yeah, so it doesn't actually look like I cut the tips of the palm tree, which is good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and color that in a little bit. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but if you see over here, so I think I need to use a different brush eraser tool. So the eraser tool I'm using is like a solid one, but if I were to do it kind of round, it would make, as you see, it would make the erasing won't be as like clean cut. So give it this blur, if you can see that. I'm gonna go. And like right here. Perfect. I'm gonna go back over here. Eraser. Ooh, where's my eraser? Here it is. That's a little spot over here. Whoa. Here. Like this spot could be erased. Nice. It's not bad at all. Okay. What's interesting is over here it actually looks a lot more edited. So I actually think it's because these buildings in the back should be added to the same lighting. So that may be why. So let's add that. I'm gonna just try to select this so it doesn't oops. So like right here it could be better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Perfect. If you want a little preview for what it looks like, so the buildings like that, and then you see, it makes it look so much better. Now I think I should also edit the sky in this, so we can go ahead. I'm just gonna go to the selected color. I feel like the white should, yeah, a little darker, more yellow. Ooh, I do not like that one. I don't like that one either. Let's see if we go. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm also gonna just bring the brightness down a little bit. Cool. Kind of like this a lot. I'm actually gonna save the Photoshop file before I forget, which I forgot to do in the last one. So if I want to go back and make changes for it in it, I can't, but that's okay. Kind of, it wasn't my best one to be honest, but it's all good. All right, cool. So let's flatten this now. And ooh, my battery's running out. I didn't even notice that. We can do color lookup, my favorite part. Whoa, too much. Ooh, I like that one. So that's the 125. That's like my favorite one, the 5205. Oh, they're both 125. Oh, I kind of really like that. But my thing is, it's just way too dark. So I'm just going to stick with this one, because I think it does a pretty good job. Perfect. So now we flatten it one more time. We're going to add the filter. Not the filter, the noise. That's way too much. I just realized in the other one, I forgot to change it from uniform to Gaussian. I like the Gaussian one better. I think that's how you say it. Perfect. So now we're gonna save that as save as. I'm gonna save it in the final landscape. So I actually forgot to save it as a JPEG, which is kind of important. Yep. So we're gonna save it as a JPEG. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna unflatten it and make sure I'm saving that as in the correct one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I just worked on. So for starters, let's see the original images. So it's this one. And then we're gonna go here. So let me get rid of this one. The first one we worked on was a combination of this picture and this picture. And what I ended up with was, oh, I almost forgot. There's this one and this one. So the continuing project from last week was these two photos. I'm actually going to move this to the side over here because I think my face covers it up over here. Minimize this one. All right. So it was a combination of this photo, and we ended up with, so this, we ended up with this. This is actually one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. Because it looks realistic, and it was pretty quick to do. I would just, fix up some parts over here that I didn't. And then let's see the next one. So the next one I worked on was this one and this one, combination of it. And we ended up with, we'll show it one more time, this one, and I ended up with this one. Not my favorite. I think I'm gonna find better pictures and maybe try to redo it, but at least I tried, which is, always a good thing. You never know if something will work out if you don't try. And then The next one is, oh, it was not this one. The next one is a combination of this image and this one. And we came up with this one, which is probably my favorite one today and just in general. It looks very realistic. Maybe I could like change up the trees over here, make them a little darker, which I can do. I think I'm gonna do that because I really like it. If you want to see another example of these landscapes that I'm talking about, just check out the videos. If you really like this video as well, please like and subscribe. Check out all the other videos from the DAE team. We have a bunch, which is really cool. Please join me next week. I'll be posting some more videos. I think I might take a break with the landscaping and just try something else for now and see how it works out. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you next time.